It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports as we get set for a Super Bowl 48 rematch. It's the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday night primetime.
Well, the city of Seattle known for coffee, grunge music, and, of course, rain. And we're definitely going to get a heavy dose of the last of those three here tonight as you look inside a wet and wild Lumen Field. Straight ahead, a rematch at Super Bowl 48, and it should be a good one between the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks. Welcome again, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, and yes, the rain is falling now, and it is supposed to continue to fall throughout this game. So how do you think that will impact this contest?
Well, first and foremost, both quarterbacks are going to make sure the officials have those dry footballs coming in each and every play and standing over them sometimes with a towel before the center gets up there to snap it. Second thing is the focus of all the guys who handle the football. Do they wear gloves? Do they take them off? Will they carry the ball high and tight to make sure they have good ball security? That's paramount in a game like this.
At Super Bowl 48, the Seahawks and Broncos are underway. A short kick taken at the 18. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. As Seattle's offense comes onto the field, we'll see a 10-year veteran under center. Guy who broke into the league as a starter back in 2013, Geno Smith.
As I remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia, he was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Right out of the gates, here's Smith. This one to the former Bronco, it's Noah Fant. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Right away, they rack up 10 yards on their first play from scrimmage.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. First carry here for Kenneth Walker III to the 43, 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Now Smith. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Well, to me, there was no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Time for our first look at the Denver offense. And, of course, the new face of the Broncos, 9-time Pro Bowler while in Seattle, Russell Wilson.
The Denver Broncos knew exactly what they wanted when they acquired Russell Wilson. They wanted to bring in a quarterback who was durable, consistent, and a proven winner to take a talented roster back to the postseason. And Russell Wilson, he was all of those things in Seattle. 1 losing record in 10 seasons, missed only 3 games in that time, and made 9 Pro Bowls.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 20-yard line. Throwing is Wilson. Forced out to his left. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Cortland Sutton has shown plenty of times that he's a big-time player, capable of making the plays that you need to be a wide receiver 1 in this league. Now his goal is to return to his 2019 Pro Bowl form. 776 yards in 2021. He picks up a 1st down there.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Now Wilson. Open man, and again it's Sutton. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a 2nd consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
They run with a veteran of 8 years now. It's Melvin Gordon, and he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
We know Melvin Gordon is very effective getting to the perimeter, but being a former University of Wisconsin Badger means you know how to run the ball inside and with power as well. I also like the fact that he's a weapon in the passing game. Had as many as 58 catches in a season. Throw it to him in space and look out.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. They go play action with Wilson. That's complete to the tight end, Saubert.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
On 1st down, Wilson. He completes this to Sutton. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's...
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, that maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, we're dry. Now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
Here's Walker to start the drive. And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Now Geno on first down. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. Back to throw, Smith. Throw out wide to Walker. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Smith. Flush to his right. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem scrambling for 22 to first.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage was so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
On 1st and 10, Smith. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Geno. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They fumbled the last time they had the football. Fortunate that it only led to a field goal. 3-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Play action. It's Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
On the counter, here's Gordon. And they will only muster a yard here at the 38. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a 1st here on 3rd down. Now Wilson.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Sidney Jones.
And the Seahawks force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
Well, it's 3rd down. You're in a tight game in the loudest stadium in the NFL, and it's enough to rattle even the most seasoned of quarterbacks. And here, it looks like he's not quite on the same page as his receiver. This will wind up a turnover.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively.
They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Smith.
That's complete to his running back, Dallas.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
A first carry of the ball game for DJ Dallas. And this Bronco defense really selling out to stop the run, and it pays off. They get him behind the line twice in a row.
When you're lateral to the line of scrimmage, linebackers keep those shoulders square so they can go up and down. But when it's time to go, turn your shoulders just like a running back. Get through the line and hit the runner in the backfield.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Geno now to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big third down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. Taken from just outside the 30. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that worked. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And that play is blown out, losing yardage back at the 35. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up the third down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a third down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, Wilson. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and it'll be Seahawk football, first and 10. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's second and 10. On second down, it's Walker. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Seahawks on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Smith. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. They're pretty woeful there, just 23 yards on the punt. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. Dances by him. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Wilson. Got a man. It's Judy complete. And he will have a Broncos 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. Right back to Judy, and it's complete. A nice little juke. Touchdown! Jerry Judy, 31 yards. And the Broncos have taken the lead. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Smith on first down. Flushed out right. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, handoff to Dallas. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Holding offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Smith. And incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Smith now to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Yeah, yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. Yeah, not a great one there. Out of bounds in the air. And the offense is going to be set up already in enemy territory inside the 45. Denver's offense now set to go. With the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Over the middle, complete. It's Sutton. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the 36, Wilson. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. Operating from the gun, Wilson. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Wilson. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They go play action with Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's back. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
Again, Wilson. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Even keeping the back end for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
Fourth down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal. This will be a 34-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. 46 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 2nd and inches, Smith. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Smith setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. The field's pretty condensed. But that was really well designed there, and they're able to pick up a 1st down.
Smith. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5. Now it's Smith. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawks touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from evening this one up. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. As the kick's away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Let's go now, let's go.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing is Wilson. Got a man open, it's Sutton. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
I was laughing. People say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them. especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Pressure comes, he's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Fourth down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This is fielded at the 27. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be first and 10 as they take over. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, here's Smith. It's caught, Lockett. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. From the 41, Smith. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
You can easily see the logic. It's a tie game. They just wanted to press it a little bit right before the half, hoping to get one more score.
Yeah, easy to second-guess the result, but now you have to think after that interception, just a field goal, and they're behind at the break.
Yeah, I think at the half, the head coach just says, look, that's on me. I wanted to press it, but it's because I believe in you guys.
The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. After the interception, here's Wilson. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. 5 yards remain on second down. Now Wilson. This is Hamler on the receiving end. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That gain of 15 gets them on the doorstep, first and goal. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now Wilson. He's going to drop this one down for Murray. Touchdown, Broncos! Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Broncos have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
McManus's point after is good, and that makes it a 17-10 score. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand-new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports halftime report. First order of business, though. Let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Denver. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first two quarters.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Second half starts with a run by Murray. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. From the gun, it's Wilson. Open man Hamler, that's complete. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. This will be caught. Judy. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Play action. It's Wilson.
That's out to the flat for Gordon.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that will bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Here's Wilson to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. To throw again is Wilson. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
On 1st down, Wilson. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They run from the shotgun with Murray.
What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run.
Denver has a 1st down on the 15-yard play.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 5, here's 2nd and 2. They'll run it up the middle now. Gordon, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Melvin Gordon, a 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. A 10-play drive that time. And it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Very short kick taken right at the 20. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
A give for Walker running right.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Geno. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, this is where reading defenses at this time comes into play. Getting to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Running left is Walker.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Smith. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Goodwin. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory as they've got it to the 28-yard line.
They'll run on first down with Dallas.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Trying the left side with Walker.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. To throw is Smith. That's complete to his speedy wideout Goodwin. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 11 yards for number 11.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Smith. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take over here up near the 40.
Okay, partner. No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
So the Broncos coming out now.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, Wilson. He completes this to Sutton.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
2nd and 2.
Here's a give up the middle. It's Gordon. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And that little deke, the juke move that we saw, able to give him the first down yardage before he's brought down. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 1st down.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. Here's Wilson. That's complete to the tight end, Saubert.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If he continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame him?
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Throwing is Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Murray. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Throwing again here, Wilson. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
4th down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal.
This to make it a 3-score game late. The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. And the complexion of this one has really changed a fair amount. That last field goal makes it a 3-score game, so they need points in a hurry with time dwindling in the 4th quarter.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw. And he'll just get rid of it.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The Seahawks on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the 2nd half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
On first down, Murray. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there, and I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
On 2nd down and 4, Wilson. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Fourth down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal. From the left hash, this from 39. The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. A run by Dallas to start the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Smith. And that's incomplete. Now, defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Here we go on 4th. Smith. Deep ball for Goodwin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Seahawks go for it, but can't convert. And that will force a turnover on downs.
A gutsy decision there at this stage in the second half in their own territory, and a decision that they might regret.
Can't wait for the post-mortem. You know, this post-game press conference, because the questions are going to come fast and furious about this decision, no matter how the game turns out, right? What were you thinking there? Why? Did you have a certain play call? Were you confident in your defense? Oh, yeah. Why? It's going to keep coming up.
Yeah, no matter the scoreboard, just tough to justify. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Really held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop the jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Wilson. Throw to the right here to Gordon. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They couldn't get anything going there out of the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
How about corner Kobe Bryant coming in to make the sack? Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted just 2.7 seconds from beginning to end. Just not enough time to throw the football.
Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field.
Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now 1st and 10.
From the gun, here's Smith.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. This complete to Lockett. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Eluding the pressure. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Baron Browning gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
They snap it to Smith. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Apparently they weren't interested in playing the field position game. They opt to keep their offense out there. A big mistake in hindsight.
Yeah, that one backfired, and hindsight's always 20/20, but let's call it what it was. We would have first guessed that one and said, don't do it here. Bad situation. I think they need to be closer to midfield before I would start to think it was a good idea.
Yeah.
And once you start taking risks like that, you're going to have to keep taking them throughout the game, especially when they don't work.
Yeah, at this stage of the second half, interesting. Now Gordon on first down. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On second down, Gordon once more.
And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. Now Wilson.
That goes out wide to Murray.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the 1st down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away.
The ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Smith on first down. Flush to his right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Geno. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Holding, offense.
No!
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now here's Michael Dixon, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
And they'll begin by running the option. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line.
So not his arm, but hurting him with his legs. A gain of 19 on the keeper and a 1st down.
I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Again, Wilson will keep it.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 4 yards there on the 1st down keeper. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.